crude black metal hails from Finland. This time we have this one of the most active solo projects from Finland called Hail Conjurer. Already 6th album within 5 years. A very, very active band. And on top of that, splits and EPs and what have you. So Hail Conjurer is here with an album called Earth Penetration. Yet another 30 minutes and then some of muscle-filled vegan black metal. I don't know about you, but when you put it out like that, it sounds kind of a hipsterish. Yet, knowing the band, knowing the guy behind the band, and having been interviewing this band, well, it's quite far from the truth. There's nothing absolutely hipster about it. Maybe just more like environmental and animal friendly would be the words I would use to describe this theme here. As you can see, no lyrics whatsoever, very simple CD release as such. So let's take a look at the band's Metal Archive site while I'll tell you a little bit more about this band known as Hail Conjurer. So only one man in the band known as Hail Conjurer, man behind other bands as well, including but not limited to Hail Right for Revenge and Hooded Menace, just with Hail Conjurer. And Harry, the man behind the band, has been very, very active in creating these songs. And what makes Hail Conjurer so goddamn fascinating is the fact that it doesn't really sound like any other band. Now, obviously this has a downside, and the thing here is this doesn't resonate with every individual on Earth, even when we're talking about limited black metal audience here. For example, some of these releases are almost quite bad with me. I know I should be more kind in my words and all that stuff, but I mean, I respect the artist, I respect his vision, but not all the songs, not all the releases resonate me with so much. This new album is one of the better ones by Hail Conjurer, being, I think, more focused than some of the previous works. Still, this black metal is mostly the kind of a mid-tempo-ish crude black metal with kind of a primitive approach, meaning some of the riffs are very, very simplistic, and there is also in some ways crude and kind of a uncompromised electronics, which are also quite rawish in nature, primitive, if you can use that word when talking about electronic parts. And by that I don't mean electronic components. Wordplay. Anyway, Hail Conjurer is very, very for marginal audience. If you have enjoyed previous albums, there's no reason why Earth Penetration would be, letting you down. In my opinion, it has for sure taken steps forwards in terms of creating the music and making it more interesting. But there is still somewhat monotone approach to this whole concept by Hail Conjurer, having these rawish riffs and simplistic, almost shamanistic approach. And that's where I think it fails the most. There's not enough, what you would call hooks or interesting details or some kind of a memorability to just, make it worthwhile, especially for everybody. I mean, if you're people who enjoy, for example, more melodic black metal, and those melodies are the one that define you, the whole thing here, there's nothing much that Hail Conjurer can do for you. Also, if you're like a lot of speed, kind of a fast tempo, violent black metal, Earth Penetration might not be your cup of tea. It definitely needs you to set up your brain for a certain kind of a frequency where you can just go with the more simplistic, crude and raw end of black metal, and even still it needs a little bit of a shaking up, like this is what Hail Conjurer is all about. So for certain people this is a great release, for a lot of others not so much, but definitely worth checking out because I think it's an interesting band, and I only hope that the songs would have even more catchier parts, as weird as it may sound in this kind of context and genre. But we all know what we're talking about, the things that drill into your brain and create those kind of a memorable feelings. That's what this is all about. Anyway, I urge you to check out yourself. This is out, has been out since September 23rd, 2022. So knock your socks off and give your time with Earth Penetration. Cheers.